Have you ever wondered what's really going through your cat's mind when they curl up beside you each night? Sure, it looks cute. But underneath that peaceful sleeping form lies a profound message that flies right over most people's heads. This nightly choice your cat makes carries more emotional weight than almost anything else in their entire relationship with you. And the vast majority of owners completely overlook the signals being sent every single time their cat chooses their bed. Let's dive into what this bedtime behavior is actually revealing. 1. Warmth is just the excuse they use. So what's the real reason your cat sleeps beside you every night? The common answer is obvious. Cats enjoy heat. You generate warmth. Case closed. But hold on a second. Cats are masters at locating the perfect warm spot in any environment. Windowsills in afternoon sun, heating vents, the top of the refrigerator, that one chair that somehow stays toasty. If heat was their only motivation, they'd have countless alternatives. So what keeps bringing them back to you? Because nighttime is when cats become completely vulnerable. Every natural impulse they possess tells them to locate somewhere concealed, somewhere protected, somewhere beyond any threat's reach. Yet they ignore every secluded nook available in your entire house and choose to rest beside a creature who outweighs them dramatically. This isn't about comfort levels. This represents faith in you that goes deeper than most people ever comprehend. Research in behavioral studies revealed that felines develop bonding patterns with their humans remarkably similar to how babies attach to parents. When your cat selects you as their sleeping companion, they're communicating something words could never express. You represent the one place where I can be completely unguarded. And just so you know, if your cat abruptly abandons this sleeping arrangement, don't dismiss it lightly. We'll explore what this change actually signals later on, and it's information most cat owners desperately wish they'd recognized earlier. 2. They're creating a shared identity through scent. Have you caught your cat rubbing their face or body along you moments before drifting off to sleep? That's not accidental affection. It's biological communication. Felines possess scent-producing glands around their facial area, skull, and tail base. When they brush these areas against you, they're depositing chemical signatures you can't detect. But here's the part that escapes most people's awareness. When your cat sleeps touching you throughout the night, they're doing more than just marking territory. They're merging your biological signature with their own. In natural environments, cats living in the same social group develop a collective scent profile. It's their method of identifying allies. It's their way of declaring, this individual is trustworthy, without vocalization. When your cat fuses their scent with yours repeatedly each evening, they're enacting a primal tradition. They're announcing to everything around them and to their own instincts that you're part of each other. This explains why your cat might investigate you thoroughly after you've been somewhere unfamiliar. Your smell has changed. You've diluted the combined scent and that nighttime closeness. Part of its purpose is reconstructing what was disrupted. And listen, if you're finding this valuable, hit that like button and join our subscriber family. It's the most effective way to help us connect with more cat lovers who genuinely want to decode what their cats are really expressing. 3. They've appointed themselves as your nighttime protector. Ever notice how your cat chooses one particular sleeping location? Perhaps it's beside your head. Perhaps down near your feet. Perhaps pushed against your spine. That specific positioning isn't accidental, it's calculated. Here's something that might catch you off guard. Even the tiniest, most spoiled indoor cat retains the survival instincts of a hunter. And hunters recognize danger. When your cat establishes their position next to you during sleep hours, something in them genuinely believes they're keeping watch. This behavior traces back millennia. In natural feline groups, colony members rotate surveillance duty while others rest. It's not simply about connection, it's about staying alive. And your cat, regardless of how domesticated their life has become, carries that evolutionary memory. Observe your cat's chosen spot carefully. If they settle while facing toward doorways, they're monitoring potential entry routes. If they rest up by your head, they're guarding your most exposed area. They understand their size limitations. It doesn't matter to them. Something buried deep in their programming declares, this person is under my protection. Now, Would your cat genuinely confront a real intruder? Unlikely, but in their perception, they've claimed a station. They've accepted a responsibility, and night after night, they fulfill that duty. 4. Their sleeping posture reveals their emotional state. Does your cat tuck themselves into a compact ball, stretch across the mattress like royalty, rest with their spine toward you? Every one of these postures communicates something distinct. Let's examine the tight ball first. This represents the most defensive resting position available. It conceals their vulnerable belly, hides their paws, and covers all critical organs. If your cat consistently sleeps this way, they might trust you enough to be present, but perhaps not enough to completely relax. It's confidence mixed with reservation. Now consider the full stretch, limbs extended everywhere, stomach visible, possibly even inverted. This signals ultimate relaxation. A cat displaying their abdomen is declaring absolute certainty that no harm will reach them while you're nearby. They've abandoned every protective instinct urging them to stay alert. What about the turned away position? Some people feel rejected by this. You shouldn't. In feline social dynamics, showing your back to another demonstrates such complete trust that monitoring them becomes unnecessary. It's genuinely a sign of respect. And finally, the pressed contact sleep. When your cat rests plastered directly against you, sometimes squeezed into seemingly uncomfortable spaces, that represents the most powerful declaration possible. They desire absolutely no separation from you. That's not dependency. That's pure loyalty. 5. They reshape their natural rhythms around your life. Have you noticed your cat seems to become alert when you rise and settle when you retire for the night? That's not happening automatically. It's an adjustment they've made specifically for you. Cats are biologically crepuscular. That means their systems are programmed for peak activity during sunrise and sunset hours. It's when their wild relatives hunted prey. It's when their natural drives tell them to be moving, not resting. So naturally, a cat's internal schedule shouldn't align with human patterns whatsoever. But cats who've bonded deeply do something extraordinary. They alter their own biological programming. Scientists observing domestic felines discovered that cats sharing close quarters with humans progressively adjust their activity and rest patterns to match their owner's schedule. They remain wakeful longer throughout daylight. They enter deeper sleep during nighttime, not because their bodies prefer this, but because those are the hours you're accessible. Consider that for a moment. Your cat's entire biological clock, refined through countless generations of evolution, becomes reorganized just so they can maximize time sharing your existence. This also explains why cats appear at doors when you arrive home, or materialize just before your alarm sounds. They've decoded your patterns. They've synchronized their life to yours. Not from routine conditioning, from genuine desire. 6. They detect your emotional changes before you recognize them yourself. Ever experienced a difficult day, and suddenly your cat becomes unusually attached to you? That's not random timing. They sensed something had shifted before you consciously acknowledged it. Cats possess remarkable sensitivity to the humans they've connected with. And scientific research is beginning to validate what cat owners have always felt intuitively. Your cat understands you more accurately than you might imagine. Scientific observations demonstrate that cats can identify minute alterations in human actions, physical signals, and even chemical signatures. When you're experiencing stress, your system produces cortisol. Your physical movements transform. Your respiratory pattern adjusts. Your cat registers every detail. They can't understand the cause of your distress, but they recognize something has changed. This explains why certain cats become unusually attentive when their owner experiences illness, worry, or loss. They're not simply being gentle. They're reacting to genuine signals you're transmitting unconsciously. And here's where this becomes even more significant. Sleeping alongside you provides them constant access to your emotional condition, your pulse rate, your restless movements, your breathing rhythm. Evening after evening, they're collecting data. They're establishing what your normal state feels like, and when anything deviates, they detect it. 7. When the pattern breaks, something important needs attention. What's the meaning when a cat who consistently slept with you abruptly stops? This is what I referenced earlier, and it's knowledge every cat owner absolutely must have. If your cat has been your nighttime companion for extended periods and suddenly that behavior changes, pay attention immediately. Cats thrive on consistency. When they abandon a routine this meaningful, they're attempting to communicate urgently. Sometimes the cause is medical. Injury, disease, or physical discomfort can drive a cat to seek isolation. Cats naturally withdraw when experiencing poor health. It's a protective instinct. If your senior cat suddenly prefers sleeping apart, veterinary examination deserves serious consideration. Sometimes it's circumstantial. A new animal, a new household member, an alteration in daily patterns. Cats respond intensely to disruptions in their domain. Something appearing insignificant from your perspective might feel catastrophic to them, and sometimes it's psychological. Cats maintain memories. If something frightened them in the sleeping area, or if tension occurred in that location, they might distance themselves for self-preservation. The critical thing is maintaining awareness. Your cat chose you as their sleeping partner because you represented complete safety. If that changes, they're not being difficult. They're sending a message. So pay attention, observe carefully, and when appropriate, gently guide them back toward feeling secure once more. Because that nighttime tradition, it was never insignificant to them, and it deserves to be meaningful to you as well.